guys are out. Thank you so much for tuning in to Upland Revival. I am K Twice, and we are live. I'm here with Kevin. Kevin, the man, you there?
Yeah, I'm
Kevin, the
here.
man. Oh, there he is. All right, we found you, buddy. Hey, man, I'm really excited to be here tonight. Tonight is a really fun night. We've got a very special guest that we're gonna just dive right into, who is actually Player of the Year. He's the mayor of LA, a longtime friend of mine, and a big, 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 big player in the game, and our investment that we call Upland. Elijah Judah, my brother, are you with me?
Yeah, I'm here, man. What up? What up?
I love it. I
What's
love
going
it,
on? How y'all
man.
doing?
Uh, oh, there we go. We got Kelvin with
Uh-oh,
the
here we
sound
go.
effects.
Here we go.
Yeah. Listen, we were
What
just
up,
talking about
Upland?
how we're on an Upland budget
Mhm.
with our production, right? We got the studio and everything, and now we got the sounds. Next, we'll get the graphics, bro. We just got to find some cool graphic artists, and then we'll be in business, bro.
All right.
Well,
Yeah,
thank
no
you so
doubt.
much, man. Yeah, appreciate you being on the show with us, Elijah, man. So first and foremost, how long have you been involved in Upland? Let's just start there. Let's hear the best story about yourself, man.
All right. All right. Thanks for having me here, man. Thanks for having me here. I appreciate watching y'all episodes, and I've been watching, since you launched this series. So that's pretty cool, man. Keep it going. I know they have a TV guide that has you in the lineup now, like an Upland TV guide, which is pretty
Very
cool.
cool.
All right. What's the question again, man? I just want to say that first.
No,
What's
I
the
love
question?
it, man. I love it. I appreciate it. That's the kind of energy I want, anyways. Because that's all that matters, anyways, is this community. So, no, I'm just curious. As for me, how long have you been involved in Upland entirely? Like, when was your day one?
Okay. I jumped in December 15th, 2021, somewhere around then.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
so it's been a few years,
That's right
and
around. That's right around where we kind of jumped in. Yeah, kind of, sort of. That's kind of where we were into.
Yeah, pretty much around the same time. Yeah.
yep,
Because
yep,
me
they
and
were
Kevin, we
marketing
jumped in at the
heavy.
same time.
Yep, and they were appearing in all of the searches, and I was really looking for a metaverse space. The pandemic
Yep.
hit, so I wanted a way to show my drone photography in a social 3D space sort of deal that I own. So it led me down to looking up Sandbox and Decentraland, and they were very expensive back then, but they still kind of did what I wanted it to do. Let me own it.
Yeah.
I can see it on the map, some sort of map, but then I can get inside and decorate the wall,
Yeah.
sort of deal.
Yeah.
And so I went on searching and found Upland. Upland was based on the U.S. So I really wanted something that was based on a real map. And when I jumped in, I saw the prices were okay, and well, actually more than okay when compared
Yeah.
to
Back in
one
those days,
property
bro.
of
Yeah, those were
yeah,
good
one
prices.
property of the Central Land and Sandbox compared to an Upland property. You can really go crazy with that sort of initial buy-in, I guess, what you would call it. But yeah, man, I ended up getting into Upland, and really, we've been building a community. El Sereno, what up, Real Node, LA. So we've been really building, and things are taking off even more now. And I want to first off, I want to thank my heavenly Father Jehovah. Let you know, Jehovah is my
Amen.
God. But the community. Secondly, the community's been doing a whole lot for everyone. Um, the community's been having each other's back, and I've been watching it in the comment section. Even tonight, somebody spammed something in Discord, and the community was on top of it before I got a chance to even start deleting the messages. They were deleting the messages too, but it was pretty. The community that's in the Real Node LA is it, man.
You
They
know,
are.
well, how do we spread that community, right? I think that's such a
Well,
great thing that you got going on. I think that's incredible. And man, you should be really proud of something like that, because I think when you have something that's flourishing like that in a place of where we are all at in congruency with Upland in general, that's got to be a good feeling. I think for a lot of us players, we're not feeling that good feeling and that good sense of camaraderie and entirely in
Yeah,
Upland, where
the
I mean, I'm
community.
I'm jealous of that community. Yeah, man, that's big. How how
man,
do how do we
don't be
spread that
jealous.
type of
Don't be
energy?
don't be jealous. Jump in the mix, man. The
Just
thing is,
join
I
in.
say it all the time. the real node is a super node. So there's other nodes even in the real node. Not that
Yeah.
we would have any ownership, anything like that, but
Yeah.
they have property in the real node. Like other
Yeah.
nodes have setups within the node. I can just start naming nodes
Yeah.
that are actually set up in El Sereno, and I would help them out. Whatever they need. So
Yeah.
it starts with just jumping in the mix, man. Just
Yeah.
saying, jumping in
Well,
the
I think
chat
I
room.
think I think I think what I'm actually getting to is at the end of the day, I'm really looking for Upland to grow its database of players. Right? We have a great
Okay.
existing database of community, right? Incredible. I love the community that we have in Upland. Like the brotherhood is so tight when it's so positive and everyone's doing good, everyone's feeling good, the vibes are good, the energies are good, sellers are being made. There's just a different energy when that's all kind of happening, but it just hasn't happened like that for so long. And I believe that it's because of when you are having a new player enter this game, it gets so confusing and the database gets lost. And so how would a new player find a node like yours to just jump out of nowhere and say, all right, what do I do now, Elijah? How do I, you're the mayor of LA. So guide me to the next step. I guess that's what I'm asking you is how do we find you, man? How do new players find you and navigate their way to find a community like yours? Because it's very rare right now in the days of Upland.
Well, I think the easiest way is for them to jump into Discord and jump into the Upland Discord, um, and then jump in the community project, and then you can see what's going on and the
Yeah.
different node communities post in community projects. And that's where most nodes that have been around long enough know that that's a good place to post. You won't get any problems with the moderators, and you can still get attention to the newer players. So I would direct the newer players to Discord and the community project section. Now in app, there's a general section, but the general section in Discord is just going a little bit more. I guess because you can post stuff, links and things, so it gives you just that much freedom to post the link. Whereas in general, you can post directed straight to community projects, and then you can post your Discord, you can post images and stuff like that. So the in-app chat is definitely coming along. However, a new person, a lot of people that's grown their Upland accounts, they learned in Discord, to be honest with you. They learned in the Upland Cafe chat. They learned in different Discord ones. A lot of questions have been answered in real time.
All right.
I think
So
I would
yeah,
send
so
if I was sending a person straight to Discord.
so Elijah, what are your thoughts on the job that Upland is doing when it comes to educating a new player? And do you think that the new player could easily become successful within the platform?
It's a great question.
Yeah, I think they laid it out with the task. I know somebody that did the task. I have a family member that joined Upland a while ago, and I was surprised he did the task, but he did some of the tasks and talk to me about it the next time we saw each other. So, yep, I think they're doing fine with that.
So
Man,
So let
you
me
Upland
have a
ask you.
lot
Let,
of
let me ask. Let me ask.
okay.
I got a good question to piggyback on that. Elijah, I don't know this room, but you probably know a lot of other investors and other platforms, right? You probably know a lot of other people that play different metaverses or different NFT crypto type games. Yeah. I mean, you have a pretty good
Okay,
following of people and a good network, right?
of course, man. What's your question? What's that?
The question is, do you feel comfortable? Do you feel comfortable by referring these people, these professionals, these investors to Upland, to a game at Upland during its current state with the way that new players are being introduced to this game? Because I personally would say that right now, when you have a new player into this game, they have a 95% quitting rate. And that's actually not good. We need players to figure out ways to play this game and be incentivized and excited and intrigued to continue to play this game that we call a serious investment, right? Because if we can get mass volume of people to join in on this game and feel that same exact community that you are talking about, they will never, ever, ever leave. And you and I both know that. And that's where I think we really need to come together as a group and find out how we can evolve that. Because if I were to go to someone and say, hey, I want you to come check out Upland. It's an incredible metaverse. It's so good. And here's you go. Here's my referral link. Go check it out. There's no way that I would feel comfortable sending anyone that's professional to this investment on the caliber that I am right now. I would love to send as many people as I possibly could that could actually say, all right, I want to join this game right now, and I want this to be easy and streamlinable so I can play it. And I think that's the biggest frustration, is that new players come in and they quit. And if I know for a fact that they didn't, if they were some way able to capture their attention and get them involved in the community fast enough to find a community like yours, to find a place that is successful, because that's what we all want. But right now, they're not guiding them to that. And I think that's the gap that's missing. So that is my question, is how do we fill that gap? Because I don't even need to know your answer. You don't need to answer that, because I know it's a tough question. But at the end of the day, it's a serious question, because I want to find a way to bridge that gap with new players, to let them find your community that's positive, so that way they don't quit.
So
I mean,
Elijah, real quick, what
that,
actually inspired you to create the real node? Like, and were you thinking that it would be as successful as it is right now?
No, it had originally started off as a YouTubers community. I wanted it to be about 26 properties, 26 properties. And
Okay.
that was huge. So initially it was a YouTubers community core. It was supposed to expand out and give people the opportunity to bring their YouTube videos to Upland. And that's still the core of that. It's still desirable, but that will be based on rental contract or some way to uh, rent the property out and then bring the property back under term. So we would need some sort of smart contract. Upland mentioned that from time to time, but we don't know how that'll go. Whether we'll be able to smart contract our properties out in the future. So I'm not gonna dig into that, but it did start off as a YouTube sport, then it grew into a community. It grew into so many different things. Own a district in the metaverse, a bustling downtown district in the metaverse, and that's how you would tell somebody if they were coming in that, hey, you only need one property and you can turn that into a digital storefront. Work on that. Work on turning this one property into a digital storefront. They call it a meta venture, but you can turn it into one of the different types of shops they have, or you can bring in your own artwork and decorate the things that are here, like the uh, buildings with structure ornament. You can bring in your artistic approach. And okay, you don't know how to design in Blender. We have a group of people with Upland ready assets that can turn your artwork into actual compatible data. So you have to be able to set the
Okay,
right
but
expectations.
I'm with that too. But like I'm for me, I call this an investment too. You know what I mean? I think we all consider this an investment, right, Kev?
Absolutely. What are your thoughts
Yeah,
on that,
well,
Elijah? Do you
well,
consider
hold on.
this
Let
an
me
investment?
let me finish it really quick. That's where I'm gonna go with it. So, as my investment, right? If there's people like me that are coming into this investment, and I want to make an investment in this, I don't want to spend my time with nickels and dimes playing with assets and map assets. That I want to pay the people to do that want to do that can do that, and I think that produces an economy. But you have to have players like myself that will spend money on those things, or that will actually help produce that economy in order to have a demand for it. Right now, there's no demand. There's no players, there's no bigger players that are coming in to buy the bigger properties, to buy bigger buildings, to buy the Spark. Upland holds 80% of the Spark in its own reserve. I mean, it's not, there's so much more to all of this that's not actually transparent. And I think that if we all sat together with Upland and had conversations just like this, okay, well, how come we can't do this? How come we can't bridge this gap? How can we get crypto into this game? How can we treat this more of an investment and not a game, right? Because what I don't want is to push someone to say, hey, I want you to go buy a property, build a shop that's going to take you a long time because you don't even know what Spark is yet. You got to go buy Spark, go on the blockchain, do this, whoop de whoop de whoop de whoop. By the way, you can't get crypto into this game, right? And now I've lost my player because he can't build the meta store he's not gonna take the time to go design assets because he's not a graphic or coder or something like that. He's an entrepreneur like myself that just wants to invest and buy and sell and flip properties, right? That's what's going to build this game and build the economy of this game for map assets, for stuff like that too. And I think that's what's really important, is bridging those gaps to make sure that people can find the user experience to communities like yours, to keep that positivity, that maybe just treat this as a game, right?
Yeah, it does require the node builders or people that are building certain areas. If you want your
Yeah.
area to be thriving, you have to help people out in that area. So to give you an example, we have people building brands all throughout El Sereno, their own personal brand. And they're bringing events with those brands. So you have to, if you're building a brand, it comes with events, marketing. It comes with everything that you would do in the physical world, but in a digital sense. So marketing and advertising and saying it in the right places without getting your stuff deleted and people thinking you're spamming the whole room. So you have to be able to be strategic about that sort of deal.
I think I missed the last part.
absolutely.
Broke up. Go ahead.
I just said be strategic about that sort of deal.
Gotcha.
Sure, sure. But like Elijah, and I'm all for that. Like I think that it's important to find entertainment when you're playing the game and find different things that kind of make sense. And I think that that's just kind of like the cherry on top. Like you've created an investment, and at the same time now you have the opportunity to play with your investment a bit and get some entertainment from it. But I think that
100%.
most people that are looking at Upland, like they're looking for the investable part of Upland. And like some of the things that are currently kind of going on, like with the drop in Spark and everything like that, like it definitely doesn't seem
And
like
it
the
take
greatest investment. Now it's a lot of fun. You build a great community team, and those things are all fantastic. And I feel like those are kind of like cherry on the top. But wouldn't you
and then,
say
but
that
here's the thing, though, Kev, is that with all that too. Yeah, no, that's so brilliantly said, Kevin. I love that you pointed that out, because at the end of the day, we all want to treat it like an investment too. So when you have all these players that are coming into Upland and they're excited, they're having a good time, they're making profits, they're making sales, they're making gains. That's all that we need to do. But the number one thing is we need all of us as players to make sure that Upland takes accountability. The entrance, the new player user face is terrible. And no, there's no way that you could happily refer someone to this game right now, this professional that wants to make this as an investment, not as a game, right? If you're going to refer people to this, you're not going to refer them to like a Webull or a crypto website, right? I'm not referring anyone to this right now. I want to refer everybody to this, but I can't, because the people that I want to refer to this game or to this investment that we call it, right? There's no way that they would last more than 30 minutes. The way that they need to introduce this and to really role play this out needs to be better. And we need to make Upland take accountability for that, because we've been saying this 4 or 5 years, brother, since 2021. We've been saying we need a better user-friendly experience.
Let me add this one thing in, though. I think those days of just being able to flip and buy and sell real fast and flip out, that was like early on. And they've been saying that for a long time, that if you want something to be worth something, you have to add value to it and build around your neighborhood and add value to what you're doing. So, whatever it is you're building, a community or a racetrack or something like that, give back to the community and help out. I mean, not trying to sound real cliche-ish, but that's what Upland has been saying. These areas are going to be expensive. They're not going to have as much speculation. Well, I think it's all speculation. We kind of all just kind of get into that. I wouldn't I'm not recommending somebody come in here and go crazy and buy a bunch of properties type of situation. But remember, a new player, when they come in, they already start with like 4,000 up it. And if you know them like that, then you could help them get their first property and they really didn't spend anything. And then really set the expectations of, hey, this property is here in Los Angeles. What can you do? What can you do to build it up?
Yeah, and
Yeah, yeah,
just like in real life, like we have to make our investment, put the time and the work into it to make it worth
yeah.
buying.
That's
So,
what we're doing.
I'm absolutely with you on that, Elijah, 100%. But, like my real goal and K Twice's real goal is to find I mean, there's going to be thousands and thousands of properties at some point. Like if we're just all paying to play a game, that kind of changes what we initially thought Upland was about and what they marketed
Yeah,
it to being. I mean, part of
yeah,
what they said was play, um, earn, and then connect, like if I
yeah,
remember those words correctly. So
yeah,
like I would say that if the new style is that we are just going to create a system to where we're just having fun within the platform, then I would not call it an investment platform anymore. I would call it a game because there's no
yeah,
separation of the two. It's either you're paying to play, or you trying to earn an investment down the road. And I think that some of the biggest investors that started playing with us, their whole goal was to look
yeah,
at Upland as an investable platform, and not so much play
yeah,
to or pay to play, like. And all
yeah,
that being said, like if it is pay to play, that like I could understand that, because I mean we started in the beginning, like our portfolio, like will definitely mature. People will continue to see value in our properties, and we definitely hold the advantage. But if we are looking at the first initial feeling and reaction of
yeah,
being a winner, like it makes it a lot more difficult when the game changes halfway through, and now it's going a pay to play. And then given the reputation of Upland and how long it takes to actually to provide a utility that works, like currently right now, like uppies sound awesome, like they
yeah,
sound like this could be a really great thing. But we
yeah,
don't have any real details. We don't know how it's really going to work, and all we continue to hear is that this is what's supposed to happen, or this is how it's going to happen. But yet, like we don't really see anything kind of moving forward. And I really hope that Upland pushes the needle when it comes to laying out some of this information, and laying out the
yeah,
benefits. Like for example, Elijah, being the mayor right now, what kind of responsibilities does it hold for you? And at the same time, how does it change your everyday gameplay? And have you heard of any incentives that communities can get, not just speculation or like information that hearsay that hasn't really happened yet? But have you heard of anything coming right around the corner that will really benefit someone from participating in like the park builds?
You mean incentives directly from Upland, like in the form of block explorers and ribbons and rewards and such? Is that what you're
Well,
referring
I
to?
would think like
Or Upix?
UPX, like UPX modifiers, enhancements, different reasons why someone would find value in, like other than community value, like in like profitability, like within the parks, and the neighborhoods, and different things. Because I know that there's been some talk about Upland like creating like a bonus based on like the node that you're in that's successful, or something around that area there. But I haven't really heard any real like 100% details. Like, I just kind of hear that these things are coming around the corner, and I'm thinking, with you being actually the mayor, have you heard anything, or do you know of anything that's coming around the corner that could benefit real investors to invest in the platform?
The only thing I've heard is what you've already heard. I think initially before it was announced, we were asking it all the time, was the fact that Upland is going to allow multiple structures per property. That was, that came right along with the mayor's timing. So I think they did it along because of the park. But what it does is it allows you to beef up your portfolio in that way. I mean, you could sell a property with 5 structures on it. I mean,
Which is
that's a
awesome.
lot of
Yeah. I mean, that's
Yeah,
one
that was
of
one
the
of the best.
best
That was one of the
announcements
best
that
moves
I've
that Upland has
heard.
made in a long time. Yeah, it was one of the best announcements in a long
Yeah.
time. That was a
It's
really good
just,
one
but
because it
right
adds
now
value
it's
to
an
larger
announcement.
properties. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Like, is it
So I
just an
think it's tied. I
announcement, or
think that
when
was
is
the
it going to
only
take
announcement
place?
regarding. I don't know when it's going to take place, but trust and believe, we waiting. Everybody's waiting to put multiple structures on one property. Out of this new
Hell
batch
yeah.
of blueprints, these new black batch of blueprints that we have, which is the hospital, the park, and like the coffee shop. I think I only started maybe a coffee shop out of it when I was waiting for multiple structures in order to be able to do that. So we definitely waiting on multiple structures. Definitely.
Man, we gotta get some inside information from the mayor, bro. So, being mayor
So
comes with great
being the
responsibility
mayor,
too, man. Hold on one sec, Kev. Being the
yeah,
mayor, man,
yeah.
that comes with great responsibility too, man. And honestly, this is a big part of being in Upland is being a community leader, right? And a community leader also has to take responsibility and make sure that we hold accountability for what we're doing and what we're not doing, right? So just because your community is having a great time in your node, that doesn't mean that everybody in Upland or in LA is also having that great of success. So that's why we are having these types of conversations so that we can actually take accountability with Upland and say, listen, how can we make this a better user experience for everybody? So make sure that we're being inclusive to everybody as that mayor, my man, because we all need you, bro. We need you to step up and speak up because you have a voice and you have a very powerful voice, more than I think you even understand. And so that's why I wanted to make sure that we had you on here because we need you, buddy. We need you to make sure that Upland is accountable and can be on all accounting good standards. And said when they say they're going to do something, to make sure they get it done. And that's why we're having these conversations so that we can take these same conversations to Upland and say, hey, listen, these are some great ideas from the community. All the community. We want to have everybody on here. The CEOs, the executives, the directors, everybody, the new players. We want to hear from everybody because we want this experience to be a great experience. We want everyone to come and experience what you're experiencing in your node. Because I promise you, that's not the case for the rest of Upland, brother. It's not the case right now.
Well, let me just say this one thing too, and not to, because you're right. I think Upland is doing a whole lot, and I think
Yes,
they should
yes,
continue to
yes,
be transparent and do what they can.
yes.
One thing I'll say is jump in and build. LA. I reach out to the entire LA. I even created a channel within our Discord called the City of Los Angeles that allows me to have a hone in. I actually reached out to Upland first. I said, would you create a City
Good.
of Los Angeles channel? I said, do you think y'all will create a City of Los Angeles channel in the app? Kind of like in
Heck
Spark
yeah.
Wars when they have the night
They
Yeah.
should. Did
channel.
they do it?
So I said, would you? And they was like, well, we're not going to do that right now. And I didn't make a big deal about it because we already have Discord, and I didn't create a whole new Discord to invite hundreds of people when we already have a Real Node LA channel, and we have a channel now where we can, ping everybody. So we have people
I'm
on
proud of
board,
you
and
for
then
doing
we
that,
have
man. That's good. I'm glad that you did that. That's big. Exactly the kind of stuff that we need. People and leaders to step up just like that, bro. Good job. That's
yep. So
awesome,
shout
bro.
out
I'm
to
gonna have to
everybody
join
that
that.
jumped in. Yeah, you got a lot of LA people in that Discord server. They don't, sometimes they may peek their head out in the Real Node server, and they can because they're part of it.
Yeah.
However, they're definitely in the City of Los Angeles Discord channel.
Yeah.
So So Elijah, source is asking, can you give 3 pieces of advice to make their neighborhood in LA make LA better?
Please, yes.
Just kind of read it like that.
All right, I know what he's saying. Sounds
Yeah.
like he's asking just 3 pieces of advice to make their neighborhood
Yeah,
in LA
to make
better.
the neighborhood. Yeah,
Better. You know, how can we make this area better? How can we make Hyde Park better, or how can we make different areas better? You know, and those areas are jamming. Shout out to you, LA. Firstly, remember that LA is not that big. The amount that Upland has released without traffic, we can reach the entire LA in under an hour. So what that means is that remember Upland said they're releasing buses for the uppies. So remember the neighborhoods are going to be
yeah.
interconnected. I keep saying it that Los Angeles is interconnected. We have El Sereno, but El Sereno's connection is branching out to different neighborhoods. We share
I'm big in LA. I think LA is going to be big for sure.
yeah, we share the
Absolutely.
what is it called? We share the hospitals, we share the schools all throughout, and Upland confirmed that. You know, so so just keep that in mind. LA is small; it's not that big, so we locking the whole thing in. But he said 3 things to make his neighborhood better. A, um, build on the street, so make sure that people are building. If you're kind of gappy and spacey in there, save some UPX, click on the property and see how much they make a month. If they make 100 UPX a month, you know they paid like $9 and something, 9,000 UPX for that property. So you want to flip that for them and offer them about double and a half, and see what happens. Because it just may be somebody just trying to flip out of there to care less, and the email ping may wake them up. Be surprised how many people I offer make offers to. Some ignore, some say yes, and some say no. And it ain't no beef because I know I'm gonna offer them more than what they paid and more than what
Yep.
I think is would sell for right now. So that's one. Get the neighborhood built, get the street built up. 2, bring those map assets, bring those cars to LA. Uppies need the vehicles. Get your cars to LA. Calling all cars, semi trucks, bring the cars and semi trucks. Really, we locking it down in the real node. But if you just happen to be building in Los Angeles anywhere, yeah, we were saying the same plan. Bring them cars.
Yeah.
That's this. Secondly, is to bring the map assets, and third, communicate. Figure out a way to communicate. If you don't have a means of communication, then reach out to them and bring them into the Discord and then say what's up or say something to them in app or somehow. But if you're trying to make your neighborhood pop, give them something.
I see that's the most important one, and that's the one that I'll touch on too. Is number 3. All should be included as community, and I think that with a community you can build anything. And a happy community, when you're communicating and you're enjoying yourself and you're having fun. Like, so for Kevin and I, you know what I mean. When we're playing Upland, we're on the phone, we're talking, trash, we're doing whatever, we're having fun, we're playing this, we're playing that, and we're like, okay, hey, how about this neighborhood? What do you think about this? I mean, honestly, what you need to do is find a good niche group on Discord of our community, because the community is very, very, very thick, and it's very welcoming if you are positive and you are willing to be welcomed. So I feel like that's the number one thing, is really ingrain into the community, because without that, you're gonna suffer, and you're not gonna know what to do, and you're not gonna add even any value, because the only value is in our community. And growing this investment, and growing the usership of this game, and embracing the community as a whole, and creating a positive, very big shift of energy in that entire community. I think that's a very big one too. I think communication is great.
That's excellent, man.
Absolutely.
Let me just say one thing, one quick thing. And I'm not gonna bobble you to death. Just gonna say this one quick
Let's
little
go
thing.
though. I love it.
I'm not gonna
Go
bobble
for
you to
it.
death. But somebody asked Jesus, what is the greatest 2 commandments? And he told them to love Jehovah your God with all your heart and all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. So just don't forget to do that. Don't forget to do that. And the second part, love your neighbors yourself. So give your neighbor, if you're out there manufacturing assets in Los Angeles somewhere, and you got a showroom, offer some of them assets out for free. You got to give out too many. But
and with
Yep.
that being said, I will call out to all executives and CEOs, anyone that's been over 100 million net worth in this game, all the OGs, all the people that have been playing this game for so long that have a very built-in UPX machine that comes to them. Get back involved in this game. Get back involved in this community. That's what we're trying to do here. We want to have everyone come back and play. Every player that reaches out to me, and this may sound silly, but I get a ton of messages in game of people saying, "Hey, can you help me out? I'm a new player," and I know that I'm being scammed, and I don't even care because it's 10,000 UPX for some of these people. Some of these people actually want it. I'll go buy their properties if they have it listed for like a silly price, which is why I think that if Upland would actually incentivize new users to actually have a pool of where they actually get FSA properties. They just get them and they're able to sell them for a minimum price for guys like you and I just to go buy new FSA. We'd buy them all day. And then they would actually make profit that would turn games and revenue back into the game. People would be keeping it and it'd keep an in game with UPX. It's brilliant if they would just get smarter. And there's so much that Upland could do because I love Upland and I think the community is so great and it's so powerful. And if we could really rally behind it and just make little tweaks to help each other out. And like you said, love thy neighbor, right? All my OGs, all the old players, come back, man. We need your help. We need all you guys to step up and say, all right, what do we got to do? I'll contribute UPX. I'll do this. I'll do that. I'll contribute my Spark. Right? We got hundreds and thousands of Spark. Where you want it? I was in a Discord last night. And I don't even know which one I was in because I'm in hundreds. And someone was like, let's start a Spark train. I'm like, where you want my Spark? Where you want it? And I set it up. I put it right on there because that's all I want to do is help in this community. And it's going to take a lot of the OGs to do that, to keep the old user base to rise back up and to build back a better one and a more solid foundation. And I think if we're launching stuff like China and all these new countries and all these new properties, we got to start putting it out there because it can't be the same faces over and over and over again buying the same properties. Otherwise, we're never going to do what? Increase value ever. We're going to have a bunch of developers running Web3 stuff, platforms trying to grow, and Upland's not putting anything into the marketing in itself of the actual investment side. Right now, like Kevin said, it feels more like pay to play.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how it feels.
Sorry, go ahead, Kevin.
No, I was just making a comment that that's exactly how it feels. And look, we're ready to help the new player. We're also ready to help the community member, and we just want Upland to look at the way that we're doing it and just offer the same help. Like because we're gonna die off as a game or an investment if we don't get new players. And in order to maintain and bring new players to the table, we have to incentivize them to get here, to get them hooked, because it took me a while to start enjoying the game. And different things are going to keep our interests, and different things are going to excite us, and everyone's different. So like Elijah, I definitely see how the real node LA brings excitement to you, and I definitely see how that partnership with your community has brought a lot of joy to you, and it's really nice to see. And like
absolutely,
Elijah,
I didn't even know that was happening. By the way,
invited me into his LA real node, and I joined, and one of the first comments that I seen, like when I was there, was all the community involvement. It was a beautiful thing. I mean, if you aren't a member yet, you need to go and join the Real Node LA. I mean, it's a fantastic Discord channel, and they're offering tons of resources that can help new players and can help existing players be successful. And I want to commend you for that. I think that you've put a lot of work into it, and your charisma and your outlook on things are very positive, and you're the exact type of community leader that we need. So thank you.
Wow, man, that was a whole lot. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. That was, you want to thank my Heavenly Father for that, man. That was very kind of you, man.
And we mean it too, bro. We love you. We are very excited to see what you can do as the mayor of LA and what that unfolds. And we love your leadership, and we're here to help, man. We're not
Appreciate
trying to be negative in any way, shape, or form. I need to be very clear. We love Upland. We want to
I
embrace
appreciate
Upland,
that, man.
but we
Let
also
me
really need
say
to
this.
make sure that that we can hold them accountable with things to make this game or investment better.
And
That's all we
you're
want
right
to do.
about that. Let me ask you this though, because
Yes,
we got to
sir.
make sure we're doing our part, and I mean
Yes, sir.
100% of our part. Like, how many map assets do you have in queue waiting to be approved, and how long has it been? And if it's been more than 12 weeks, did you submit your first letter to support.upland? So, being in gear like
So you
that.
lost me right there, bro. You lost me right there. You lost me right there in my investment. I don't even know what you just said. Like I'm
See,
being completely. That's what I'm telling you. I'm being completely 100 transparent with you. It's that
and
that
I
is that is
appreciate that.
exact.
And it's
Yes, man.
Upland is deep, man. Upland is, as far as no Upland is, they decided to be the kind of like the real world, but in a
Yeah,
digital sense.
yeah,
So manufacturing is serious.
yeah.
Bringing map assets to the game to this, which is a big part of
But
Upland,
but check it out
including
though, bro.
cost.
See, so here's where I know that I'm right because map assets. I got a guy, Clark. My boy Clark does all kinds of crazy assets. So I buy those assets from
Clocks
him.
Fork,
Yeah, of course, bro. So,
Yeah.
but see,
Clocks Fork.
yeah, Clark's Fork. He needs
What up,
buyers.
Clock Fork?
You know what I mean?
And
Like, so,
hey,
so if
hey
he didn't have
guys,
buyers, if he didn't have us that buy all of his constantly stuff, why would he produce assets? He needs buyers, and
yeah.
that's what I'm trying to say. Is we need new players to be buyers for specially talented people like Clark's Fork that can do stuff like that. I can't even appreciate it. I just gotta buy it because I'm like, I want one too, bro. You know what I mean? Like he's got these flags. I'm like, I'm gonna keep buying them because I don't want to make them. I don't want to take the time to learn what it does or what it takes to do all that. I want to buy them and produce an economy for all the players because I'm already highly invested in the game. I want to take my yield and I want to invest it back into these players, which I think all these other players should be doing. But that's how we continue to build this community by helping support the people that can build those map assets financially, UPX wise, putting our UPX and our Spark up to play, right? That's what we need right there. Is because if we can create more buyers for people like Clark's Fork, then we got more people like myself that like, yeah, let's go. I'm in. Now I can play this. Now
Yeah,
I can
just
play this
keeping that
again.
economy rolling. Yeah, that's
Yes,
right.
and
And
that
shout
is
out
important.
A
to
lot of
Clark.
different
You know,
economies going
Clark
on.
has
A lot of
been
different
rolling
economies
with
going on at
us
once.
for quite some time. And
Yeah.
he was one of our partners in Upland Kingdoms, which was fantastic. And it was
Yep.
great to deal with them. But Elijah, I actually just got approved for a map assets structure. So
Yep.
I literally
Congratulations.
within 48 hours ago got the approval and kind of started reading through the forms to submit any of my artwork, kind of reading up on the rules to make sure that I stay within the guidelines. But yeah, definitely taking advantage of the assets, the map assets, and trying to play through my investment to the best of my ability.
And Kevin, how does that always play out? It always plays out this way, right? You go and do the whole thing, and then you tell me how to do it, and then I do it right after you because I let you learn
Exactly.
how to
Well,
do it first.
one of the things that K Twice, and I don't know, hopefully you don't mind me speaking about this, but one of the things that
Okay,
K
listen.
Twice really focuses on is the autism, and one of the things that we kind of wanted to do was create a map asset within the community that kind of supports autism because it's an important thing for us, and we're looking into kind of trying to do that. So I'm looking at the rules to kind of see, like because you can't really do images. There's a bunch of details that you kind of have
Yeah.
to make sure that you're doing the right thing, as far as Upland's rules and regulations. So we're looking into that. The other thing too is him and I are discussing basically making downtown LA our new homes, and we're going to start building service structures out there. So if there's anyone that wants to join us in downtown LA,
Yeah, yeah,
hit us up.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, talk to them a little bit about that, K Twice.
Yeah,
Hey,
we know.
congratulations about the map asset, the for autism. I think that's
Yeah.
real awesome, man. Let me know how we can help you with that.
Yep, I
That's
appreciate
Appreciate
super
that.
that.
awesome, man.
Yeah, that'll be a story for a different day, for sure. But I'm excited because when we do things like that, that's all about community. And where there's deeper stories to all of us and to everything that we've done. Regardless of what people think or what they know. Kev and I, we really love this game, and even during Upland Kingdoms, we went into that game knowing that we needed to be a competitive nature of it. And so we took an angle of divisiveness. And because we knew that if we can create one side to the other, and these guys like you guys had the top for some time, and we had to come in and have some fun and knock you guys off the top. That's the only way that we can create a rivalry, right? And we did that for the love of the game because we knew, yeah, we did, bro. We had conversations, bro. Like me and Almost Human were like, we would talk about this, and we would predict what would happen. We would help and give each other secrets, and we would just make everyone go crazy because we knew that if we did that, we would create value. And that's what we were trying to do. And if they could have continued to build Upland Kingdoms, that would have been huge for Upland. That would have been huge. It's stuff
Well,
like that that builds competition and a competitive nature for guys like us. Like, yeah, I'm going to spend some money on this. This is fun. This is great. This is teamwork. This is us team versus your team, and we got to make it a thing and make it all big and whatever. And it's nothing. We were doing it for fun, And I think that's what Upland really is about: is finding community within communities of itself and finding positivity somehow in a negative place in the world, right? That was during COVID, and we had so much fun playing that game. That game was honestly a really time where I actually opened my phone more than I should have during family time to play this stinking with Kev, dude. It was so crazy. But we did that because we love Upland and we want the best for Upland, and we want to continue to build through the community and love our neighbors and do all things that we can to uplift it and be positive and try to engage the community and engage outside investors that want a piece of this. Because if I'm looking from the outside in, I don't just want to invest in an investment as far as Upland. I want to invest in the community. I want to see the people that are behind it. I want to see the people that are making moves, that are actually building a foundation upon a foundation of a community. And I believe that's what Upland did in the beginning. And I believe that it's kind of gotten scattered throughout the masses of all the different ways and angles they've gone. And I just wanted to bring it back home, bring it back down to day one, and let's just make things to where the new players that come in feel good about themselves. That 50% bonus, find a way to make a player happy, to make them feel like they've won something, to make them feel like they've earned something because they took the risk
we
and the
got to
chance
hook
of
them.
playing this game. Yes, we got to hook them. We got to hook them and then get them into the community. That is, oh man, you get them hooked, then you get them in the community, game set match. I can't even get enough of it when it's all positive and happy and everyone's having a good time. And that doesn't mean that I have to be selling every property I have for a mass amount of UPX. That means if I'm making 15, 20%, I'm happy. At least we're selling some things, Let's just sell some things again. That's it. But we have to have volume and excitement and energy. And that's where you come in, my brother, because you've got all that and you've got a great sphere of influence, more than I think you know. You've got God behind you. You know what I mean? You've got energy, you've got faith, and there's no one that can stop you. So that's why we want to align with you. We were here with you. We have to support you. Again, we thank you so much for coming on this phone. We got to wrap this up here pretty soon, but I'm just grateful for you being a part of this community. And honestly, I didn't even know that you had a community that was that positive because I've yet to see them. I've seen nothing but sports book and poker communities in Upland, and that's about all I see in my feed. I would love to see more positivity communities that are building, because I've been involved in a lot of them, and I'm in a lot of different discords, and I don't see very many positive stuff. So you better believe I'm gonna be jumping in yours, brother.
Well, yeah, and jump into the city of Los Angeles. That's also like a
Yes,
hub. That way you'll be able to
yes,
see when Hyde Park Ninjas come in, or Obi-Wan from Robot City comes in, or somebody from LA stakeholder comes in. You'll be able to see what's going on with all of the communities of LA. That's in addition to knowing what's going on in a real node LA. Let me
yeah,
go back to one thing you said.
yeah,
Um, we are definitely, as far as helping players understand layer one, we're taking a closer approach to layer one this season to make sure that things are being built out. Um, just taking a closer approach to layer one. see what's going on. We definitely keeping layer 2, but layer 1 needs some work. We got new structures. Community members are jumping in and fitting in place. We just launched our statistics today. We have some pretty intense statistics that are amazing, considering that there's 7,900 properties over in El Sereno and 1,800 properties have structures built out already. That's a whole lot for one small area. So, we have some things going on in layer 1. We want to make sure that people that need help are getting help. People are bringing their assets over, and that takes time when you're just dealing with layer 1, just moving assets around, each asset at a time. It takes time. So definitely dealing with layer 1, help learning easier methods and making sure that we teaching the newer generation of people that are coming in utilizing this platform. Teaching
Man,
them all the shortcuts.
all this layer 1, all this layer 2, man. I don't even.
Layer 1. I mean, when I say layer 1, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to throw you off. Upland.
No,
Let's just
I
say
know.
regular
Upland
Upland.
game.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about,
Yep.
though. I'm not a coder. I'm not a developer. Like, I just want to invest. I just want to invest. And there's hundreds of thousands of people that are just like me that also want to build into the community and would be willing to do that for a good purpose. And so for all the layer 1, layer 2 stuff, like, I know you're just laughing at me, bro. I know, I laugh at me too.
I didn't
I know.
realize layer 2 sounded so encoded. Saying layer 1 sounded so
Yeah.
technical
and
until just
I'm a
now.
very smart guy. It's just I'm not familiar with with the different layers of Upland, right? Like I'm just not. I want to buy and I want to sell. I want to buy Sparklet. I want my Sparklet to go up. I want to take my Sparklet. I want to I want to build buildings with it. I want to build multiple buildings. I want to produce things with those buildings. I want to build brands. I want to build nodes. I want to build all kinds of. I want to build, right. All the other stuff that's for coders, and I want to rely on them to do that type of stuff, and I want to invest. And I know that I sound so silly right now, but it's because I'm trying to speak for people like myself that want Upland to be a little bit easier and a little bit more mainstream, so that it can be fun, right? Because I want it to be fun, and right now it's getting back to fun, and I'm actually really enjoying these videos and these talks because it's making me nostalgic. It's making me remember how much fun Upland was and how much fun it can be. I mean, I went to Genesis, and I was there. I got to shake the hands of the owners. I sat at a table with all the executives, and we all had great ideas. And then none of those ideas came to fruition from that meeting. And that was back in 22, I think, I forget. But, there was so much great things that could have came from that meeting. And I just want to reignite that fire with people like yourself and other people that actually have a passion for Upland and for its community, because it's not just about the people that can understand layers or that can build assets that are brilliant like Clark's Fork. It should be for everybody. It should be all inclusive. And so it should be inclusive to people like myself that may not be as knowledgeable on what a metaverse actually is, or even an NFT. What it should be able is you should be able to come into a real estate virtual property game, buy property and sell it. That's what you should be doing, and you should know how to do that, and then you should know how to build on that and how that's going to help add value by purchasing Spark across the blockchain, right? And translate it into whatever, and then being able to get crypto into this game, because so many crypto just sharks, man. They want a place to put their money, and this would be an incredible place to put their money. They don't even know how good this could be. But they'll never know because there's not an opportunity for people like that just want to come in here and run rampant like it was. And that was fun when it was good. And you got to admit that too, because you made a lot of UPX too on some sales, and that's a great thing. We want to make UPX. That's what we want to do. We want to keep it in game.
Definitely taking a shift. And Upland has taken a shift, but let me say it in the most regular terms. Upland.me, we definitely shifting back to focusing on, the map,
Layer
plain
1.
old map.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
we shifting to focusing on the map and getting the map corrected.
For
Which
sure.
is the regular Upland.me map.
Yeah. Thank you for putting
And
layman's
LA.
terms for me, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and look,
All
based
right,
on the
man.
facts,
Yeah.
based on the facts, Upland is involved in layer 1, or else they wouldn't continue to constantly be opening up new cities, creating new inventory, and giving us the opportunity to mint new areas. Layer 2, I think, is great, but at the same time, we have to rely that the layer 2 um, mod will be around and won't get burnt out and won't have an issue and will want to continue to do it. And we put a lot of faith in layer 2, and we also throw our investments towards layer 2. And some people have really been burned by layer 2 games and our utilities, you could call them. And that's not something that creates positivity like at all. Like positivity like is not coming fully from layer 2. There's no securities for the players to make sure that their investments are protected, and that's one thing that Upland needs to really look at and consider when they're just allowing anyone to create a layer 2 activity of some kind.
Yeah, and that's sharp. That's very sharp. I'm gonna have to say twice. I'm gonna have to respond to him technically. I'm gonna have to respond to him super technically. Earmuffs. Hold on.
Do it, baby. Come on, man.
Look, right now, and you. Here's what I think. I think that Upland is such a new technology. Upland is so new right now, and I'm running a something more powerful than Alienware, and it can only handle a certain part of the
Yeah.
map at a time, like because there's thousands
Yep.
upon thousands of 3D objects that are
Yep.
full on 3D objects that are trying to load at once, and there's really no technology that can handle that yet.
Nope.
So we don't quite know what Upland will be able to do
See, I
as
know that.
computers. Right, and right, the stronger your computer is, the more you can render out faster. So eventually it could be just a few years in the future, and we're rendering out whole cities, and you're able they're just doing different things that we didn't expect. We have been holding close to VR, as you can see, um, last right here, but um, considering VR and XR with the different Upland assets and trying to get them into a more immersive experience and just slowly considering that without going too deep. So this long answer to say, I don't think layer 2 is gone. I think it's an awesome opportunity to be able to take these virtual properties and place a layer 2 on them. That's actually a pretty unique opportunity to
Yeah.
to have a digital business kind of tied to the blockchain in
Yeah.
a sense. So
Hey,
it's a
Well,
unique
Elijah.
the
opportunity.
only thing that I would say different is when a layer 2 is asking for an UPX investment, there has to be a way to protect the player. Now, if you're making a layer 2 for visual effects, kind of like how you're indicating right now, and kind of looking at the 3D graphics and all of that, that's fantastic. And it's free to play, and there's not a major investment that you kind of have to pull forward with, and no one's on the hook, then yeah, that's fantastic. But when you're looking at a layer 2 project that takes up UPX and then freezes people's UPX, that's basically what I'm commenting on. It's not necessarily like the style of layer 2 that you're most involved in. So just to clarify things.
I appreciate that too. Digging deep like that. Then yeah, that's a little different, isn't it? So
Elijah,
yeah,
are you
I appreciate the question.
Yeah, no
Elijah, are you
worries.
retired? Are you retired?
You can say that. You can
I
say that.
figured, man, because you are the most patient man I've yet to meet. You you are a very patient man. You are a very patient man. I love that about you, man. I've
And I
learned
think
patience over the past few years. I've had to grow into it, not with my son and my kiddos, but I can just tell, man, you've got a lot of patience. That's really impressive, man. It really is.
I thank my heavenly Father because I didn't
Yeah,
start off with patience. I
yeah,
remember my patience used to run thin. So for you to say
yeah,
I have patience, that's something new.
yeah.
Uh, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think we learn a lot of different things from a lot of different facets of our own life, man. It's very in a very unique way. Well, hey, check it out, man. We went way over time. I'm glad we did. I'm really glad we got to know you a little bit more, man. I'm honored to be affiliated with you and with what you're doing in Upland and in this investment. And I hope that we can continue to help it grow together. You know, Kevin and I, we want to be a part of whatever it is that you're doing. So if you can do me a personal favor and just shoot me over a Discord invite to whatever Discords that you got in LA, I would be very grateful for that. Just because I get tons of invites and I would rather just go straight to it, you know, so I can be a part of what you're doing. And if there's anything that Kevin and I could do to help you and your node and whatever you need from us, man, we are here to help and support you. We're behind you. And we want the best for Upland, man. So again, thank you so much for coming on. We got a really incredible show next week. I got a really fun guest next week. That's going to be really fun. But again, man, we are here to help revive Upland, to bring back the OGs, call them back, bring new players, to help find ways to bring in new players, and to really bring this game life, and not just with uppies, but with life, with the players, with the foundation of its community, and the people that believe in this game and will continue to believe in this game, because that's what we are here to do, to continue to uplift this and its community with people like yourself, Elijah. So thank you again, brother. And with that, we're going to call it a night.
Thank you
man.
so
Thanks for
much.
having me. I'll see y'all next time. Thank you.